only thanks to you, by the way. Otherwise, I would never find a way. I can explain this thing. You will like it. So the noun and the verb. I thought I was projecting, but now I see I don't. Here it is. Soup and ting, padam. So we have two different realities. One is the noun and another is the verb. There is a discussion going on from the beginning of time in the general linguistics, in the philosophy of language. What is first, noun or the verb?
What is noun and what is verb? Verb is the action.
Yeah, the word which logos, the action, right?
And noun is the actor.
Yes, is the name. What is first, name or the action of the name?
Action of the name. What is act?
Or maybe a name itself is an action of something.
Meaning?
Meaning, for example, I don't know, the car is moving. Yeah. So because of this movement, car comes into being. Yeah? Or maybe car was first and movement was second. So this is the philosophical profound question. What is first, verb or noun? Yeah?
Okay. But we figured out in our thing that it's a noun, right?
Well, it depends how you see it. Some people see that it is the verb, logos, the power, the word with the will, the word which commands things. Yeah? And others think that it is the noun, the name, because without substantive, without the name, substantive is something which has substance, which is a thing. Yeah? For example, a tree or chair, it is something, it has a self in itself. You can refer to it as a self. And going doesn't have a self. You see, it's not substantive. It is some kind of state of that substantive, in which that substantive can move or stand or sleep or so on. So, but some people think that, and especially in the general linguistics field, that all the nouns, all the names are coming from the verbs. Because verbs determine what noun is to be. Because functionally, every noun is doing something. And because it is doing something, it has that name. For example, in the discussion of this meaning of the word, Yaska, who is the first known to us from Niruktam, has the whole polemization with someone who is asking him about why Ashva is Ashva, why we call things by what we call them, by these names. Why do we call horse horse? It's quite a question. Why don't we call it by some other name? And he says, well, the names are quite quite a casual thing, it seems. So some names are sticking to some objects, expressing or explaining partially their character. And why they're stuck with them, it's very difficult to determine. Why Ashva is Ashva? Ashva is from Ashu, to be quick, to be swift. So it's kind of running. So Ashva, the one who is running. Why don't we call then by this running word somebody else? Why don't I call him running, Ashva? Then he's a horse. Why Ashva is stuck to this particular substantive and cannot be, how to say, transplanted to some other substantive who is also running. And he says that it is because it is stuck, though sometimes names are not totally expressing the characteristic of the substantive, but only partially, or like nicknames, for some reason, for some feeling, it was created and it is sticking to the substantive and kind of pointing at it or making it clear about what substantive we are talking. Now here we have a very interesting shift. Yeah, Jaska is doing for us very good job. He's telling to us what has happened in the history of our mentality. Because before it was very different. You were calling things by what they are or what they are doing actually, because what they are we do not know. Do you know who is the horse actually? Can you know the substantive of the horse, the self of the horse? No, you can't know it. Yeah, you can know it only through the activity, through the action. Horse is running. Okay, you call it running. Yeah? Horse is neighing. Okay, you call it neighing. Yeah? Mm, jumping. Okay, you call it jumping. But one name of these will be stuck to express that it is a horse. But not only one. There are many names in the Vedic language. There are many names which are expressing the horse. Vaji or Vajini, she's the horse also. Or Ashva, the one who wins the prize, because the horses were winning the prize. So, and here also see the how to say, the functional meaning, that the meaning is appointed to the nouns, to the substantives through functioning.
Functioning is?
What it does, what it is.
Okay, so activity.
How we can use it, yeah. How we can put it somewhere, for example, table or chair. We don't see table or chair, the meaning in it, yeah, anymore. But if you go deeper into Latin, you will see table is tabula. It is something flat, yeah, flat, and that flatness can be used. So the description of the functionality becomes the name, the noun.
Okay.
If I take this table, which in Sanskrit can be many names also, Utpithika, for example, I will take one. The one Utpithika which uplifts something up. So uplifting thing. Huh? Asanam, the chair, the sitting thing. It tells you what it does. So what is first, noun on verb? So I'm just giving you a position where the verb is first. Yeah, but there is also another position. Yeah, and this uplifting thing, it's only one way of expressing the table, utpithika. Yeah? So I can find another word which will express the table. And if I take this table and put on it some cushion and lie down and sleep, it changes to be a table, it becomes a bed, because functionally it's my bed now. If I remove things from my bed and put things there and start writing or eating on it, it becomes a table. If I take my guitar, turn it upside down, put things on it, and start eating, it becomes a table. It's no more guitar. So here we have a problem with substantive. Yeah? The functionality takes over and gives the name to this particular substance or this particular self, because it is used in that way.
The functionality?
Yeah, it is used for eating. It's not used for playing.
Right.
So now it's a table, because table is that idea behind, yeah, that flat idea which gives us possibility to be used for other things. Now, there is another view where the noun is first and the verb is second, because no expression, no action can take without the noun being first. So if there is something to say about anything, then that thing is to be there. The tree is beautiful. How would I express it otherwise? Why should I say anything about beauty or being beautiful if I don't have a substantive?
Right.
I am a student. How can I say about student if there is nobody to be student?
So is it like coexisting then? Like the creator exists because of the creation.
Yes, very right. It's like Purusha and Prakriti. There must be Purusha and there will be Prakriti. Prakriti is there. That means Purusha must be there. There cannot be Prakriti without Purusha. But there can be Purusha without Prakriti. For example, I say a tree and nothing else. This is Purusha without Prakriti. And you will ask me, what? I must tell you why I say this, a tree. There must be something continuing. I am saying something about it. Yeah? And that something is Prakriti. Until I express it, the statement is not complete. That's why they speak about only these two, yeah? Purusha and Prakriti, Nama and Akhyata, Nama and Kriya.
Akhyata is?
Akhyata is literally explanatory name, something which is
It
explaining the first
explains.
name, predicate. Yeah, that's which tells you what the first name is about. Well, for example, the tree is beautiful. Yeah? This is, to be beautiful is an explanation to the tree. Or you can say the tree is burning. Yeah? So
So that is
another,
what we call subject and predicate.
yeah, subject and predicate. Yeah. Why do we call them? Because there is always a subject and there is always something happening to that subject. It's a functional description. Without these two, there is no expression of anything. Nothing can be said about nothing. It's like 1 equals 2 minus 1. Yeah? So 1 is this major name, equals is, and some operation there, it is that prakriti. Something is happening there which is explaining what 1 is.
Oh, that's a good thing. 1 is equal to 1. 1 is.
1 equals 3 minus 2. It's another one. Yeah? It's another explanation of the one. So there are many explanations of the one. So I, one, am, I am a teacher, I am a student, I am a father, I am a brother, I am so on and so forth. Yeah? So I can be the whole world, but I am is the beginning, and then the whole round of things can explain me partially. So, but without I, there is no explanation possible. So it's another view that the noun Purusha is first. So why we arrived at that Purusha was first, as you remember that noun is first, because of that. We most probably discussed this already.
No, I thought we discussed because it was how the consciousness worked. Like, first, the being is aware of itself.
Yeah, of itself. Consciousness is aware of itself. It's not possible. Consciousness is always aware of being.
What does it mean? Consciousness is aware of being.
If there is no being, there is no awareness of anything. Awareness without being is
Oh, okay,
absolutely
okay.
impossible.
Oh, okay. So it was like, okay, understood, understood. So when I said consciousness is aware of itself, I meant consciousness. Oh, this is a very philosophical thing. I meant consciousness is aware of the being, but the
Yes,
being is the consciousness.
being has consciousness. Being is always conscious. And so being is conscious is exactly our statement. Being is the name and is conscious of itself, of others, of whatever, is the predicate, as prakriti. You can be aware of your awareness, yeah. But to be aware of your awareness becomes a subject. And oh, you are aware of your awareness. No, it becomes a direct object. You are aware still. So this is quite interesting to see that somebody is aware. You cannot have awareness without someone who is aware. So there is a self always there. In everything, in every statement, there is this self from which we start stating anything. And we want to describe that self. And that's all about that. How to describe the self. How to clarify the self through functionalities. And these functionalities are predicates or kriya, verb. The verb has another function which is very powerful. It's a direct command, logos or imperative. I can say go, sit, look, listen. But for that, I need second person.
Who will listen, who will go?
Right, I need the self, which is not me. That
Okay,
me.
I don't listen. Okay, you should listen.
Yeah, you cannot command to yourself
No.
directly. You can do it as to the second person you do it. You can say, let me see. Huh? This is let me see. You ask the permission of the second person to allow yourself to see. You cannot command yourself directly because it's impossible. You need a second person, imaginary, whatever. That's why in language would not, the statement would not betray you in this case. It will tell you, let me see. Or you cannot command third person. Now, third person is not second, immediate person. You cannot say, you can say he should go or let him go. You again will use second person for permission. Only second person, direct self, other self with
When you mean second person, first person, third person, is it the English or the Sanskrit? Because I think it's the reverse in all, right?
yeah, it is the same in every language. It's a mental restriction. You can't change this. I don't think any other language has different mentality. You can
Okay. Somewhere I thought in English, I am the first person, but in English, but in Sanskrit, you know, I is the third person. No?
yeah, well, that is the naming. We are using now English first, second, and third. First is I, second is you, third is he. If you want to use Sanskrit, then of course Prathama Purusha is third, Madhyama Purusha. Then I would use Uttama, Madhyama, and Prathama. But it indicates the same thing, yeah, the relations. I mean to say that when you come to imperative, imperative works only with the second person, doesn't work with the first or third.
What is
So
imperative?
when
Command.
you command someone, see, look, come, to say come, I need you. I cannot do it to somebody unless I treat myself as the third person or as the second person. I can say to myself, come, Vladimir, let's do it. as if I am the second person. So here we have this function of the kriya, which is unique, which is not only descriptive as a predicate, as the explanatory name to the major name. So our idea was major name and explanatory name, yeah? Subject and predicate, or substantive and verb. Yeah? They have to come together in this formula. 1 equals 2 minus 1. So 2 minus 1 is the predicate, to be equal to 1. Now we understand what we want to say. Yeah? If I don't do this formula, then the statement is not clear. I most probably played with you this game that then when somebody speaks, I was writing long speeches where there is no predicate, yeah, especially just to have fun. If you say many things like, dear friends, I am here to and you know, my friends invited me, and I many times I said no, but this time when they spoke on the phone and discussed, so I thought that would be better, and you're still waiting for this too, yeah, because I didn't finish the sentence. So that predicate unfinished, or the tree is, in many cases we could see that, and I start making long speech, which is, and you're still waiting for this first sentence to be finished and relate everything I say to this first phrase as an explanation of the predicate. Until predicate is finished, the statement is not clear. If I say the tree is, you will ask what immediately, because you want to know what I want to say. So it is only through predicate that Purusha can be identified. Okay, so here, the relations, Karakas and Vibhaktis. So we've been through it many times, and it is quite clear. So the Karakas define all the relations of these nouns and these explanatory names within the statement. So what is this statement in simple way? Subject equals to some predicate. Predicate explains the subject. So within the predicate, there is a direct object. Can be the direct
Wait,
object.
like sentences like this are the ones where I like lose it completely. Within the subject, there is a direct object.
Within the predicate, there can be. So this predicate can enlarge itself.
I'm just trying to like tell you, like, you know, at these moments, like I am abracadabra.
Okay, this is the moment, right?
Yeah, this is the moment. And
Okay,
then by the time I'm thinking about it, like you moved on, and then I catch up after like a long time, by which time I've lost the whole thing.
all right. Let
Right?
us
So
look in.
somewhere, one of the things that I think Vladimir we should fix is right the assessment, right? The method by which we are ensuring that I've understood it, that we should somehow bring.
You're so good with this assessment. You speak right language. Yes, I know. I am carried away, and this is the subject which is very difficult to catch. I'm kind of getting inspired, and if you are coming with me with this fire, you would understand. But you are witnessing, and witnessing is not always productive. Sometimes it is very productive. So you're just listening and trying to put things together in the same way. But there is a simple thing. This formula, 1 equals 2 minus 1. I am a teacher. I am a student. To be a student is 2 minus 1. To be a teacher, 3 minus 2. Yeah. So this is it. Mathematically, mathematical mind. Now, this I am a student can be enlarged. Predicate can grow. The major name cannot grow. There can be explanations, but these are explanations of the major name, again, new predicates. But one predicate can enlarge itself, and these are all karakas. So it can be, except the first one, the nominative. Nominative is the I, yeah? And the rest is the bits and pieces of the predicate. So I am a student of philosophy. This is sambandha. Yeah? There is bam sambandha. We got one more, 6 plus to the predicate. I am a student of philosophy. Well, with I am is difficult. Okay, I will change with this. I am going home, better. Easier. Going to the school, whatever. Going is better because then you will easily put these bits and pieces. With the verb to be is quite difficult. It's finished in a way. I'm a student of philosophy and you cannot continue much. How you are a student of philosophy? How? By joining the university. This is karaka of instrumental case. Or by not joining the university, by studying by myself. How? And then for what? For knowledge, for for the work, for the gods, to worship the gods, or anything, yeah? Anything for what the aim can be expressed. And what is the reason, where from it comes? It comes from my family, from my long standing wish from before, yeah, from my father wanting me to study Sanskrit, from my friend, because of my friend who explained to me what it is. And where do I do this? I do it at home, I do it online, on Zoom, and so on and so forth. I do it today, so there will be a definition of space and time. So I just didn't deviate from this to be a student, and because you already smiled that I'm trying to run away. So I thought, no, I will take the challenge. But you will see that there is no escape from these categories. You cannot escape from them. You will have to build around them the whole clarification of the predicate, what it is about the major name. Akhyata, explanatory name, can be enlarged, can explain the major name through how do you do it, what for do you do it, where from comes the idea, what was the reason, how it relates to other substantives, sambandha, and where it is located in time and space. This is it. These are simple, limited categories.
Karma, no? Act.
The direct object, yes. You study Sanskrit. Sanskrit is a direct object. Yes, you study Sanskrit.
That category is not very so I'm trying to put this in my head, right? So one first, when I think about the being, first the being is there, right?
Yes. Being studies, for example, the being is studying, I am studying Sanskritam. Sanskritam is here direct object. I'm studying is my predicate. To be studying Sanskrit would be enlarged predicate. Predicate can be enlarged by the direct object.
So I'll tell you where I got this wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. I got this wrong when I explained this. I think emailed this once to you, right? So one, there was a being, and then the being is aware of itself. The being is doing something for some reason, no, for an aim in the outer world because of an inner reason in relationship to other things at a space time, right?
Yes.
But the second thing, the being is aware of itself. I was thinking that so in meditation or in other things, right? So first I'm here, and then I know that I am I know I'm there, and I know I'm there in a particular scene. So my understanding of accusative was like the being sees itself doing something.
Being is doing something, and that something, what being wants, as Panini would say that karma is the most desired for the being, the most desired direct object. Yeah, I am going home, I study Sanskrit. Sanskrit is my aim. Sanskrit is what I am focused on. It's my wish, most desired wish, most wanted object. I'm going
That
home.
is the karma. That is the
Yes.
accusative.
Yes.
So how did it become whom then?
Whom do you see? Whom do you talk to? Uh, whom or what? I can type what. If it is animated, it is whom. Unanimated, it is what. And so you study Sanskrit, you speak the truth, this direct object. You see him, and it's whom, not what. Yeah, you invite him, you call him. This is all accusative. You talk to him. Talk to him in English is a bit distant because to him. But in Sanskrit it is accusative.
So I think, okay. So the better way of learning this, right, is basically having a lot of examples because otherwise this becomes like very dry and okay, so you're trying to like imagine it, but you don't know where to like apply it. Do it make sense?
Yes, yeah. So you or he or someone, he, let us take him, he or the better I talk to him, I talk to you, yeah, and this is accusative. Yeah? I see you, I invite you, I um, I like you, yeah. I also the direct object, yeah. So, but there are also sometimes not in this case, not in the relation. The verb does not permit these relations of direct object. So, like you, invite you, permits in English a direct object, accusative. But sometimes verbs have their ways. Semantically, they do not permit the direct relations. For example, I wait for you. I cannot say I wait you. The word wait, the verb wait, will not permit the direct object. So you will have to use the dative, I wait for you. Or in Sanskrit we have krudhyati, he is angry. Yes, and krudhyati demands dative case. Yeah? Tasmai krudhyati, naraya krudhyati. Yeah? So, or snihyati. Snihyati demands locative case. I am fond of you, demands to be fond of someone, demands another relation of a genitive case. So not all the verbs demand direct object. So that the semantic particularity of the verbs, they do not open the direct place for the direct object.
So direct object is the most desired by the self, right?
Desired by the self, yes. So if you, yeah, it's very interesting. If you hate someone, so I hate you, in Sanskrit it is direct object. Or you are, I am, uh, uh, I'm angry with you. Yeah, with you. Why with you angry? Or I am happy with you. Or I am with. To be happy with. So to be happy is a little bit far away from the direct object. So I am happy, it's already a statement which is focused on me and not on the object. And with you because you are instrumental to my happiness. So this distance is there. If you go home or you want food, direct object. Yeah? Then it's the most desired. But to be happy or to be angry with, here already it is focused on you more, and that instrumental is farther away. Make sense?
Kind of. You see, I'll tell you how it will make sense to me, right? Effectively, once I get the structure in my head, which I can relate to, then it's all going to like just fall in place. Okay. The structure is, for example, like what we're doing now, right? Okay, so there is the mm, noun and then there is the verb. That makes sense. Okay. And then the noun has these predicates which are like how we explain the noun, and it's got these seven mental categories. Also makes sense, right? Then it's all about, okay. So as a human being, I either talk to, so I talk about myself like, uh, you know, uh, like the me, like, Vadami, right? Like I speak, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or Vadati or Vadasi, right? Vadati is you speak,
Vadasi, you speak. Vadami,
Vadasi.
I speak. Vadami.
Yeah. So then we're basically saying there are, if you explain it further, saying there are basically couple of things that you can do. Like either there's me, there is you, and then there is him. So that's
Yeah,
how the mental structure is. And then there are these words to explain if it's I am speaking, if it's you are speaking, or if it's he is speaking,
right,
right? Then you're basically relating to something that you can contextually understand in the real world.
right.
See, this
So,
I'm talking from the integral paradigm of knowledge, which you said, like there are three things that needs to be there. One, I need to see something. I need to see the truth,
mm,
right? If I can't see the truth, I don't understand it, right?
right.
So when we just say the categories, if I don't see a real world context, effectively what we're doing in language is telling how the context is working,
Mm,
right? So if we settle on a context saying this is the context of how like a village works, okay? There is you, then there is he, then there is this, and there is this Vidyalaya, and there is a bear in the forest, and we set the context very clearly, okay? Then I can very clearly understand, okay, Vriksha is the bear, Madhu is the honey. Like, I have a mental context that I hold,
yeah,
which was very easy in the, I think, ancient times because you're living in the forest and you're seeing all of this,
mm,
right? So if that context is something that we establish, then we can very easily move through the lessons,
right. Yeah,
right? And
that's what we are trying to do. Well, whatever clumsily it is, but it is that in that direction we are heading. Yeah? So, and at the end, everything once you articulate it for yourself, as you are doing now to me, it becomes clear to you. You are recapturing it yourself. As long as I am
yeah,
doing this for you, it's not enough. It's never enough. Huh? I'm just
correct, correct, correct.
I'm just giving you my recapturing, and you're looking
Yeah,
how I am doing and just trying to do it yourself. Yeah? And once you will do it, we will do the same because we are all determined by these mental categories. You cannot lead me elsewhere. This is the funny part. If I let you do it yourself, you will come to the same conclusions as I did because you can't.
correct.
There will be some surprises here and there, fresh looks which we are looking for. I am looking for. So that's why I like your in this kind of searching philosophically through this, because then it gives us a fresh, unexpected understanding. Yeah?
Yeah, this is the only thing that I'm trying to do is whenever I learn things in my life, I learned it without understanding it. Okay, and this is what I'm trying to fix in the Indian education system. Like, for example, I am an engineer, which means I have, like, for example, studied math and a lot of things. So, integration, differentiation, calculus, and all of that. One, I don't know what is integration and differentiation, but I was able to solve a d by dx and a formula in a particular manner. So I could solve the equation, but I never understood what is that I'm solving for. And the assessment that they tested was, can I solve the equation? So yes, I can solve the equation, but what is it? I don't know. So when I got into the real world, I don't even know where to apply that equation, right?
Interesting.
And this continued all through our education where we reached the engineering college and we are learning more of these things which we are not seeing, we are not visualizing anything. And eventually all of us have a degree saying we are an engineer, but can I do something with that? No.
Of
So
course,
this
you
is the
can.
thing
You
that,
got your intelligence, and this intelligence is a tool, mental tool, by which you can solve any equation. Solving an equation is defining the major name. The definition of the major name is finding the meaning for it in that moment of time and space, and that's it. That ends there. The whole utility ends there. In the definition of the major name. And your equation is the same what we are doing here. You see the equation. There is no other tool. Mind couldn't offer another tool. Major
what
name
is it?
equals to the secondary name. If they are equal, you understand the major name. If you say, I am a student, you understand the statement. If you say, I am, and then and say nothing, you don't understand. You do not know the equation. Understanding, it seems, sits within this one equals something. And that something has to be solved, because in that solution of something, in those relations, is understanding of the one. It's a philosophical, profound vision, actually. So that equals something, that something has all these karakas. These karakas explain the equation. Most probably they are can be mathematically defined. Even maybe these are the mathematical tools. How, what for, where from, with what, and in where in. Yeah, these are major mental categories by which we are solving any equation. Most probably they are available in mathematics. I don't know mathematics so well. I know only arithmetics. 1 + 2 is 3. That's what I know. But we can try to see. But all of them relate through the verb, and the verb is here a hanging, that equal. One equals is the verb, that equal sign. So the verb opens up different relations. And these
Verb
relations,
is, how is verb is the equal? Verb is something in my understanding like I am running. Running is the verb. The action that I'm doing is the verb. Oh, so I am running. The running is me.
am is equal. And so running is not the verb. Running is the, yeah.
So what is a verb then?
The verb must be something to be or to do with the major name. So am is equal. Yeah? I equals running. Yeah? So running is there. So I am running, I am a teacher, I'm a student, I am going, I'm sitting, and so on.
So what is then verb?
The verb is to be here, to be running, to be beautiful, to be a student, to be stupid. And so to be is the verb.
Verb is to be.
In
Like
this case, which we took, if it is I am going, to be going, to be, if I take I go, then go. I go home. Go verb opens the place for direct object. So karma comes in. I go home. Yeah? By bus opens another.
let's stick to the verb. Like so what is the verb then? When we say a verb, like what is it?
Verb,
What is Sanskrit for verb? Kriya.
yeah, kriya or khyata, into different systems.
Okay.
And here the whole play was with this, that khyata is explaining the name, nama, and kriya is actually acting. The verb is acting, not explaining the first name. And this is the shift of paradigm towards more mental structure, where the verb has its own position, its own place.
I haven't understood what's the verb. Like, like my foundation. You see, if I don't get these things right, I'm building on the wrong foundations.
Very
And then
good, very good.
eventually,
Demand your understanding. It's you are asking for something like most difficult to understand. What is the verb? Really? What is the noun? It's like asking what is one? Yeah, number. Can you explain to me what is one, or what
we
is?
had that philosophical discussion, and you said that's like a long discussion, so I don't want to like go into that.
Right? It's something
But
like
if I
that.
don't understand this, I don't think I'll get it. And
But
it
good.
shouldn't be that complex, right? Like, obviously, we should be able to understand it
Yeah, we should dig to the.
because we are only explaining what we are doing in the real world.
Yeah.
We're not explaining anything beyond what we're doing in the real world.
This is so nice. I like what you do. You're really pushing the boundaries of this. Nobody does this. Why should you know something beyond? But it is possible. Really, it's possible to discover something through this attitude, through this aspiration, something more real. I thought I understood it, or my mind understood it, but and I can explain it, but it's never good enough, huh?
Yeah, because if so, my understanding of knowledge is so. For example, that R between R and U there is O. Like I now know it because I did it.
Mm,
Like for example, when you used to show like this, the tongue and all of that, right? Like today, I can explain to you the structure. So
mm,
when I say, so now if I would explain it to somebody, I would say, okay, there is the tongue and there
mm,
is the upper throat. So there is
mm,
a throat here. There is the vocal cord sitting here.
mm,
Then there is the teeth and then there are the lips.
mm,
Okay. So when you say k, the tongue goes up. And the way I understood it is I put my hand in my tongue and then I felt it. K, k,
mm,
and then I know this thing goes, right? And then I say k, k. Then I exhale the air.
mm,
K, k, g. When I say g, I have to first vibrate my vocal cord. So this thing starts vibrating. G, g. Then I exhale air out.
mm,
And then I say nga, I keep the thing here. I exhale no air through my nose.
mm.
So
Very
ka
nice.
ga ka na makes sense. Then I say
Beautiful.
cha, my tongue goes like this, right? Cha, cha,
No,
air goes out.
cha tongue goes like this. Cha, 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 cha. Try it.
Cha,
Cha, cha,
cha.
cha.
When I say cha,
Yeah, you think the tongue goes like this. That's first thinking, but tongue goes actually middle tongue goes to the middle palate, to the hard palate. Cha, cha, cha,
cha,
cha. It
yeah, cha,
tongue touches a little bit teeth and all these alveolus here. It touches because when it goes up, it touches teeth also. Cha, cha,
cha,
cha.
cha,
Then you think that it is touching teeth. It's not. It's a this articulation of the palate.
middle,
Oh, I'm so
cha.
glad to hear this, what you did with Kakagaghangas. This is amazing. It's so good. Such a
Yeah,
good.
so it's the same structure actually. So when you say cha, it's you do this and then cha, cha, air out, ja, the vocals start vibrating. Then you exhale air out, and then you keep the tongue in the position and put it through the nose. Then you say ta like this. So it's basically the tongue going into the thing. Then it exhales air out. Then it vibrates the vocal cord. Then it vibrates the vocal cord and exhales. You put the tongue in the space and you put the air through the nose. So that structure is very clear. Like I understand it and I can explain it to somebody else.
It's very nice. This is a great knowledge. It looks like small knowledge, but this was never understood how we articulate sounds, you know. Now we can be aware of it, mentally explain it. Engineering with engineering mind can explain it. The engine, you know, how it works. It's really good.
Yeah.
The same we can find the way to do with, but it will be more difficult because we are moving into the mental realm. We are going away from the physical. So name and the verb, these are already attitudes in the meaning, in the mind. So here it's a philosophical realm. But let us do like this. You prepare and explain to me the difference next time on the basis what we discussed. I'm sure there will be so many interesting findings. You will be able to make it yourself. And once you do it, you will learn it. You are learning by explaining. You are much more learner by doing than by listening. Listening is okay just to see how others are trying to do it. It's an attempt to understand things which are much deeper than just physical engineering. Um,
See, by
what
listening, the only thing you get is you have information, right? So here is my take on this. If there are two students, one student who learned to screw a screw from a book, and the other student who never had a book but who put a screw and then actually did it? Which is the student who knows to screw?
Yes. Okay, we will take you take examples and we check on all examples you want, everything, all these postulates which we have created. Okay.
But I am stuck at what is the verb and all of that, which is something we have to go. Like my understanding of the verb was it does the, so I am running. So the running is the action. The action is the verb. And now we are saying no, the action is not the verb.
The action is in there. To be running is to be, and not in the running so much. I run, yes, but I am running is to be action. This to be equals, it's a very easy way to understand. I am a teacher, I equal teacher. I am running, I equal running. Yeah? Am, to be, is the equal sign. It's a very good way out. It's not approximate, it's very precise. To be something. The first name is something. Yeah? This something can be running, can be beautiful, can be teacher, can be anything. That's why running is not the verb, but a participle. And participle is descriptive of substantive. It's the same as adjective, because to be takes on itself the verb function, this equal sign. And that's why he explains the karakas in this way, that all of them depend on the verb. That's why they are karakas. Only one, sambandha, is not a karaka because it does not require the verb. All of them require the verb. Karta, karma, karanam, sampradanam, apadanam, adhikaram. Without the verb, they will not come into existence.
But what is the verb?
Equal.
We'll take that next class.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, but see, if I don't get that, it's my understanding is with this thing is, if I really understand this, then when I read like the Vedas, like nobody has to explain it to me, like what's the meaning. Like you read it, and the knowledge will be with you.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yes.
I don't know if that works that way, but that's the kind of thing that I was hoping
Anyhow,
for.
it's a wonderful exercise to understand these categories. Especially verb is actually the whole prakriti. It is the whole manifestation. The verb opens the places for manifestation of the major name in specific form. It's a huge and beautiful view, which may help to understand Vedas very well.